This is a video response for Subreddit's 5 nerd icons. Well, let's see. He said number 1 is Bill Gates. He said number 4 was Steve Jobs. And what about Bill Nye the Science Guy? Even though Weird Al Yankovic learned the accordion at 7 or 8 years old, whatever he said, um, what about his clarity of one of the most classic songs that um, that was from I Want My MTV? Uh, he actually did play I believe he did play the guitar for that. Uh, anyway, anyway, here's my 5 nerd icons. Number 5 would have to be Steve Urkel. I'm sorry because actually Steve Urkel was actually um a good person. I mean, no matter how much you take it as him as a nerd, uh, the devices he made. The one cool thing about Steve Urkel is the car that he made, that he invented, and actually is an actual car that runs on um, dishwasher. I mean, not dishwasher, but a dryer engine or a washer engine. I mean that was a cute car. I mean, and he took Laura into it for their first date ever. I mean, Steve Urkel is a good person. Number 4 has to be Screech. No doubt about it. One friend of mine said that, in 7th grade, I believe, they said that they met Screech. Screech might be the dork of Saved by the Well, but he is no dork at all. He is a complete fucking asshole, I've heard. But anyway, the funny thing about Screech is whenever he DJs at a dance, he always has to say, "Oh, here comes a favorite song of mine." Then he goes and plays it, and it always has to be uh, synthesizer music. Maybe back then they didn't want to have vocal for dance music or whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Number 3 would have to be Bill Gates. Even though that I'm a fellow uh, Mac user myself, uh, been uh, for years, and the only thing that I like about Bill Gates is the guy that did Bill Gates in Pirates of the Silicon Valley. He did an excellent job. He actually played the part perfectly. And the guy that was Steve Jobs in it, if you YouTube, um, I believe the actor's name, you'll actually get one of his videos, and he actually hosted for a little bit the keynote back then, and he kind of messed up because when Steve Jobs actually came out and interacting, but he actually did a good job. Bill Gates, I do not like as much because he's a millionaire, and he's like the third man that's a millionaire, or actually I should say billionaire. And number 2 has to be Um, has to be the guy that you said number 5 was from Revenge of the Nerds. You can't get that laugh out of your head, you know, that kind of thing. And I mean, he was cool. He was cool. I mean, he was actually in all of them, and I think they're going to be remaking Revenge of the Nerds. And I hope he makes a cameo in that, because that would be kick-ass. And let's see, number one. Number one has to be, let's see. Um, number one. Let's see, number one. That's a tough one. There's so many different darks out there uh, that that are not noticeable. Let's see. Um, Actually, I would say Pee Wee Herman. I'm sorry because I thought no matter what he's done, I thought that was the most funniest, most darkest character that anyone has ever thought of. And he was in Mystery Men, which was badass because he was the Cohen guy, and he farted. That makes him like cool, and he actually has this distinct voice about him. He can play a very nasally kind of character, you know, and 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 Pee-wee's Playhouse and all the Pee-wee movies. He actually has to be the most funniest dork that I've ever seen. Who in the world would wear a gray suit every day? You know, that reminds me of Doug. You know, Doug Funny from Nickelodeon and Disney. That reminds me of Doug because he wore the same clothes. I wouldn't say Doug is a dork because basically I am Doug, if in a way. But anyway, Huey Herman has to be my number one because when I was a kid, I thought he was. I wouldn't say he was an idol because that would make him like high standard, and I did not have high standards. But anyway, those are my five, and this is your very first thing on this video. So keep it up, dude. You get a piece.